Okay, so welcome to my thoughts on episode 3 of GQuuuuuuX. This is going to be a lot shorter than the first one we did, as there's a lot less stuff for me to talk about. This was a tiny bit of an addition, like to add to the first episode though. It starts off well after the end of the first episode, but there's a bit of a flashback which sort of puts some stuff in context. And the flashback basically is talking about a bunch of stuff where Matthew eventually gets offered the chance to take part in a clan battle, but she is very sort of hesitant, as she basically doesn't think she can do it without the Red Gundam and its pilot. She feels like she has a connection with him, which allows her to do well, I guess. So basically she ends up managing to track him down, and she also runs into Neon there as well, as the guy was in the process of buying an install device. And obviously, she causes him to lose his money, and then the only way Neon can get paid and not get fired is if they both take part in the clan battle and win. So this sort of brings up the point I want to make, rather than a point, this is an addition to the first one about install devices. This basically, the fact that the Red Gundam needs one sort of shows that in the process of essentially upgrading and installing like the Psycommune and stuff into the Gundam, the RX-78, they put in the install device system into it, which also proves that it's a system from during the war and is not a post-war modification for the civilian market. And so next up we have the clan battle. So Matthew sort of shows up to the location, and then Shuji in the Red Gundam is also there to meet her, and their opponents are two quite probably Zeon veterans and Zaku's, which is sort of mentioned as Charlia is observing the fight and giving commentary along with Xavier, who he's managed to get out of jail. So it starts off okay. So Matthew has absolutely no idea what she's doing. She doesn't understand how you fight, and that entirely makes sense as she's never done it before. She hasn't even been given pointers or any explanation of what she should be doing. She's basically just been thrown off the deep end. So she starts off sort of flaying around a bit, and honestly, oh, here is Shuji. And I honestly have no issues with this part. I think it's actually good. It gives her the chance of figuring out how things work. It gives her the chance to actually develop as a character. At some point in the fight, she loses her heat hawk, and it sort of goes spinning off into the distance. This is where things sort of start to go downhill. She basically spends the entire fight not getting hit by anything. I don't think she ever gets hit, which for someone who is very new to this, like, I get new types can actually predict people shooting at them and can dodge, but I don't think someone this early into a show should be able to do that. But that's not the worst of it. That's just like a slight thing to mention. The worst part is she starts thinking about needing a weapon, right? And then she remembers about P-Talk that's spinning off into the distance. And I don't know exactly what happens here, but either her, the GQuuuuuuX, or maybe both of them, like sort of merging mind and computer together, manage to predict where the P-Talk's going to be. They manage to predict how to evade the attacks of the enemy in a way to get them to chase her, and ends up with one of the Zaku's right smack bang where the Hito's going to be, and just takes out its head, which is the goal of clan battles. You want to destroy the heads of your opponent to render them unoperable rather than killing them, which is kind of neat. And it's just like, I just really don't like this. There's one, it's something like, which generally I find completely insane. I maybe this has happened in a show before, but like, this seems really insane when it comes to abilities that a very new main character can do. Like, even if a suit can actually do it all by itself, I think it's too much. Like, I don't think the suit should be doing this much work. Which, again, it's just like... Yeah, it's basically my issue with this is, instead of having the entire fight to learn how to fight and actually do well, she's basically had that all taken out for her, as she basically, the fight's won for her. She doesn't get a chance to learn, and the worst part is, Shooty barely does nothing. Like, he doesn't get the chance to shine either. And this is basically when the episode ends. Like, after they win the fight, it sort of essentially cuts to credits then. I do vaguely remember them going back to the colony in the movie, but I might be going crazy. And yeah, that is the end of this video. Thank you for coming, everyone, and if you have found anything interesting in the video you'd like to talk about, just leave a comment below, and I will see you all next time.